little switch there, and we're ready to rock. Little, you big dummy. Little switch. I heard that. Sorry, I'm not gonna sit back there.
Okay, there's water for you if you want it though.
I'll take the water.
There you go.
Hey guys. Let's see if
I'm like,
we're at the table.
Yeah, let's pull it. I can get a chair for you.
Oh, this is good.
Okay. Okay. Mick Foley was just at that table.
It's so funny when he fell.
Well, welcome back. It's great to have you again.
It's great to be here.
Nice.
Yeah, Pittsburgh almost. Not really.
Do you want to get right to the questions or just?
Well, I don't know. You got anything important and funny and insightful?
Never.
Let's get to the question.
Let's get to the questions. Raise your hand. Doug will come around. Let's get this rolling.
Everybody turn around and look at the troublemaker.
What?
Hi, troublemaker.
We'll start over on this side here. What's your question?
Did you eat from Manning Brothers?
Did I do? Yeah, not highly overrated. Don't know what y'all are talking about. Like 900 texts to go eat at this place. It was like, okay. Sorry, brothers.
We need better questions than that. Who's up next?
Wow. We're good. Oh, that was a pretty good question.
We'll start in the front order.
Terrible sandwich. Good question.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So we want to know what life is like after The Walking Dead.
It's, you're looking at it. Kind of the same as being on it, except they don't have to be there. What do I? Nothing yet.
Yeah.
I did a pilot in the spring, and ABC chose to buy American Idol. Bastards. I'm not gonna watch. Yeah, you are. You are. You're gonna watch so you can bitch and say it's not as good as The Voice. Come on.
Okay. Right there.
Got one here?
Hi.
No.
We were wondering if some of the things that you said, some of your one-liners in Walking Dead, were anything that you've made up, like bitch nuts.
Bitch. No.
None of that
No,
was
they're all
you.
written. Everybody whispers when they talk about like cuss words and body parts. Right? When you're at the doctor, like, yeah, I have a what? It hurts when I'm. Yes, no, they write everything.
Okay.
All right, buddy, finish up. Tell me you're in the middle of a convention, a panel. Mike Phillips is talking. You don't have to be on the phone right now.
Okay. We got the next question coming out where?
I got someone.
Right back over on this side. Make sure they ricochet him all over around them. He needs exercise. There we go. Almost there.
There, got it.
First of all, I love Abraham. I
Thank
want to
you.
know if, as Abraham, do you feel justified in how he died? No. And his-
Justified?
Like, do you
Sure.
think that Abraham went out like on a good note? Like in his head, he felt he was doing the best he could for the rest
At
of
the moment, absolutely, yeah. He knew that he was offering himself up because he knew somebody was going to die. And he would rather have it be him than anybody else in that group. So, yeah. And then Daryl had to open his pie hole. And
You had the best exit line.
Thank you.
Okay. He's gone. Oh, wow, that's great. I'll see your way through. You'll get there.
No, he's on the phone and then he wandered on out.
All right, another question right here behind
Sorry,
this
buddy.
pillar.
Who was your favorite like person to act with? Like
Baby
play-
Judith. Baby Judith, yeah, she just wouldn't bug me. She left me alone most of the time.
like Greg or Daryl or?
Yeah, that's real funny, buddy. Like I've seen like live cast of your other panels. Baby Judith ain't gonna work. Probably my favorite is well, not even favorite, but I had a lot of fun working with. There you are. Had fun working with Josh. We came on the show together, and it was always great to do stuff with him. Also Steven, and really only had one sort of major interaction with Andy in the church when I first came on, where we almost tore each other's heads off. That was fun. But everybody, honestly, it's a really, really good mix of people, and it was a lot of fun working with everybody.
Another question right here.
Hi, with the Walking Dead film in Pittsburgh soon.
I've heard that Kirkman's the latest graphic novel that came out had some visual reference to Pittsburgh. Yep. So, and I don't know if that was homage to Romero or what, because then somebody said, yeah, they kind of like saw it and like chose to go another way. So I don't know, but I hope so. Yeah. I mean, why not? Go stop and get a sandwich.
I was wondering how much advance notice did you have that your character was going to pass away?
Like 6-7 minutes. No, Steven and I both found out in August of the year of the filming of season 6. And we didn't know if we were going to go in the November, which is the end of season 6, or if we were going to go in the following May, beginning of season 7. They were still figuring out if they thought they could keep the secret that long. So we knew we were going to go either end of 6, beginning of 7, but we knew in August. So we knew a full year and a half before you guys saw it. And a full 6 or 8 months before it happened. 9 months. Yeah.
Okay, next question.
Got some right over on this side here.
What was your initial reaction when you found out your character was going to die?
I kind of knew it was around the time when I came on the show. Scott had told me that they were getting closer to the graphic novels, and I knew that the lifespan with the pace of the show would be about 2 years. You know, so far as how quickly they were moving compared to the graphic novel. And then where we were story point in, you know, with Alexandria and the going on the missions and, you know, starting, you know, Sasha pulling back and saying, you know, Eugene's gonna start going out with you. I was like, oh, good, get her an hourly ahead in a minute now. But I knew that probably wasn't the arrow wasn't gonna be for me, because Kirkman said in multiple interviews he wasn't happy with the death that he gave Abraham in the graphic novel. And I think the one in the show was much better, personally. It was less passive.
Questions for you right over here.
Hi.
Hey.
If Abraham could watch events from behind the grave, how do you think he would have felt about Sasha's personal mission to avenge his death?
Yeah. Can't find a weapon, become a weapon. He would have been he would have been impressed.
Another one right here. Good.
I just want to say, you're definitely a big fan favorite. You must already know that, but I'll say it anyway. And because of that, I'm not sure the timing and the geography would work for this, but is there any way that we could see Abraham in fear?
Yeah, I don't know how they're. I used to always say no, like the two worlds would never cross, because I think that our reality is a little more heightened than their reality, but I think that's changing from what people who are really following the show have said. Because I can't, when I first started watching Fear, I couldn't imagine some of our most iconic characters in that world. Because we're just a little bit more elevated, and we get that permission slip because they're in the graphic novel. You know, you're bigger than life. And theirs world, I feel and felt, has been much more grounded in a much more realistic reality. But that could be changing because the apocalypse is doing that to people, making them more extreme. Depending upon how they mess with their timeline, anything's possible. But would I go and do it? I have no idea. And I think my Walking Dead and Dead time is up. I'm okay with that. If they were to do flashbacks and do backstory on origin on me and Rosita and Eugene or something to inform what's happening now, absolutely at some point I'd love to do something like that. But that has not been talked about either. So, but it's something the show does. So if it was happening, I wouldn't even tell you. So if it happened already, I could have shot 27 episodes of Fear the Walking Dead already. And you just ruined it. So how much of a fan favorite am I now? Don't forget to tip your servers.
Another question right back here.
As I said before, you made me cry the worst. But my question
I have that
is,
effect on people.
I cried for a week. It was horrifying. But I have a question.
horrible.
When I left you, I had this question on my. It was terrible. I didn't want to lose you. Anyways, one of the questions I did want, and I got so verklempt because I just was so excited about meeting you. My question was, what pulled you into acting? How old were you, and what was your first big acting role?
My first big acting role was in the 3rd or 4th grade. I was a Cowardly Lion. And there's a great throwback to that if you go on YouTube and you see me and Steven when we're dressed, getting prepped for our heads getting ripped. I had that kind of hair, and I was singing If I Were King of the Forest. So that's a throwback to me in one of my first acting gigs. I did theater all through school. I wanted to do it as a profession, but I grew up in New Jersey, and it was like, yeah, that's great, go get a job. So I learned how to build furniture and carpentry from my dad. And that's what I thought I was going to be doing. I was going to school for engineering. And one day my dad walked in. And the whole time I was doing this, I was doing theater, community theater in between, but it was not something that I was going to wind up doing for as a living. And my dad walked in one day and I was doing drafting. I think it was drafting a bolt or something, 3 dimensions. And he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm doing my homework." He says, "No, like, what are you doing?" I said, "Well, should probably get a degree, and engineering seems cool, and like whatever." He's like, "Why don't you go do what you want to do, what you love to do, and then if you want to fall back, you have a fallback. Construction's your fallback. He goes, you love building." So I quit school the next day. Wow. And he was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "No, you said, yeah, no, dude, you could have finish out the thing." Like, what are you doing? And I applied to an art school, Cal Arts, and I got accepted, and I was able to transfer in. I did a couple years there and got a Bachelor of Fine Arts and wound up in Los Angeles. And started working based on my size and my haircut. Characters with one silver line. Beat people up. Like that baby crying. That would have been because of me. So started out just doing basically walking stuff and one line rolls and one line and beat somebody up. And have a scene and beat somebody up. 3 scenes, beat somebody up. 4 scenes, smack the girl around. 2 scenes, meet the girl, be intimate with the girl, smack the girl around, kill her. Had a progression. And here we are.
A question for you all the way here in the back.
About how long did you and Steven have to sit in the makeup chair, like a day, to record the episode of you guys' initial demise?
We did, thank you, awesome question, first time caller. We shot that scene, each of the perimeter scenes, or the semicircle scenes that were in end of season 6, beginning of season 7, both of those each took 2 nights each to film. Steven and I did like a makeup test that I think took about 2.5 hours, where they fit all the different pieces on us. And then when we did it on the day, it took about 45 minutes each piece to change over. So I don't know, cumulatively it was a bit, but it was 45 minutes per prosthetic. So I had 3 prosthetics. I think Steven had 4 because of the eye, and then he had another thing where Negan's smashing his head into the puddle of blood, where Steven's body was laid out and his head was basically inside a hole, and there was a fake head up on top that Jeffrey could wail on, and Steven's body could react to it. So some of that stuff took a little bit longer.
Right here, another question for you.
Hey Michael, I think Southland, you were phenomenal. I think it's some of your best work. If it wasn't canceled, do you know the fate of your character?
Well, I knew he didn't die in the alley, and there were differing ideas of where we were going to head afterwards. Because obviously, he couldn't go right back to the street, but he would have possibly wound up back in the academy, more teaching in the classroom. But we never took it that far. But he was definitely in a situation where we would have found out that his instincts were correct about these guys. He had another gun in his waistband. They were actually cooking drugs in the house. So there's a lot of things that was going to stack up. Even though he did the wrong thing, what got him there were the right reasons, or the right mindset. Even though he was sort of completely still a mess from what happened out in the desert. If anyone else hasn't seen it, you should check out Southland. It's a pretty good series.
Got a few more questions, got about 10 minutes left. You're gonna be headed back to your table when we're done, am I right?
I am, and maybe I'll go to that sandwich place and get a sandwich. They've been so nice, they've been tweeting me and stuff.
All right, question for you right over here. Over here. There we go.
I can look over here in this name.
Can you talk a little bit about Band of Brothers and what it was like making that?
Incredible, life-changing. Band of Brothers, yeah. We, for those that don't know, Band of Brothers is an HBO miniseries about the 101st Airborne, and it was amazing to be part of it. Life-changing experience meeting those men and their families, and you can't even put into words. I do remember that at one point, I told my wife that if I never worked again after that, it would be okay, because you don't get to do things that have that kind of impact very often, if ever, in your career. Entertainment is great, it's an escape, whether it be a comedy or something, but this is something that actually changed people's lives, and like families and extended families, thousands of people, and through extension, anyone who served and took their shit and buried it in a Foot Locker and shoved it to the back of the closet. We made it possible so those conversations could happen with those families, and for that, I'm grateful to be a part of that, and humbled by it.
Thank you.
Question right here for you.
I was just wondering, as an actor, how did you go about like getting cast and going to auditions, like leading up to The Walking Dead when you moved to LA?
When I was in LA, I was doing construction for film and television. So I paid my way through school, and I wound up construction coordinator on Beverly Hills 90210, the original. the original. And I did construction until Band of Brothers, on and off, in the film industry. When I was doing it, it was, you know, a matter of getting an agent in Los Angeles and then trying to get submitted for work. You know, it's different than New York, and it's different even now in Los Angeles. You know, I've pursued a lot of student film. I did some theater when I was in Los Angeles, but I was in a lot of ways, very, very fortunate because at the time, just at my size as an actor, most actors are smaller. At the time, I was sporting an actual flat top that I wore. So you know, going back to what I was saying before, they were mostly what I would call haircut parts. And I was hired because of the way I looked, not because of anything else at the time. But those things opened up opportunities later so that I was able to audition for things. And then if I wasn't able to deliver on that, that would probably be the end of it. But because I had trained and gone to school, and I was in a position to offer more than just that, it kind of snowballed. So the truth is, I don't know. You know, I don't think anyone can answer that. And if they do, they're lying to you. If they say that this is how they did it, this is how you should do it or could do it, all I can do is say this is what happened, and it's a lot of being in the, you know, in the right place at the right time and being ready for it. So, and following your heart, listening to your dad when he says, "What are you doing with your life?" You know, so.
Okay, let's get 2 or 3 more.
Question right up front here.
Hi, I was just wondering, how did you feel when, it's a 2-part question actually, how did you feel when Abraham left Rosita for Sasha, and what was it like forming that shorthand with Sonequa that you had with Christian for that relationship?
First off, they're both amazing, smart, beautiful, talented women, right. Aside from the characters. Abraham just fell in love with Sasha. You know, he was traveling with Rosita, and there was an attraction there. I think it was for both of them was a physical attraction. They really were all that they had, and there really was no other reason to believe that there was anything else. So in a lot of ways, it was a situation of convenience that grew into him, you know, not only loving her, but thinking he was in love with her. And I think that when he actually fell for Sasha, which is I think the first time, and the way I played it was the first time he had ever been really, truly in love with anyone. Like if he couldn't have been with Sasha, he would have been okay not to be with anybody. Because he left Rosita not, you know, knowing that he was going to be, that Sasha was going to say yes. She hadn't said that she was into him at all. He just knew that he couldn't continue when the one morning when Rosita gives him the necklace. She looks at him and, you know, she basically says, "I'm completely head over heels in love with you." And I think he looks at her and he sort of says, "What am I doing to her?" Right. Because he's not, you know, that's not what is happening there for him anymore. And he would rather not continue to hurt her and be alone if that's what it took. You know? But of course, like, that's like noble and awesome and like good for him, and then he just treats her like crap when he breaks up with her because he just doesn't have those skills to really tell her how he feels. And when she pushes him, she's like, you know, tell me why? He's like, fuck it, you know. Yeah. Damn, I think that's the longest I've gone without dropping an F-bomb. I was like, I was really gonna be dead, I didn't curse during my panel. Fuck that up.
Michael, I got a question for you. How satisfying was it to finally punch Eugene's lights out when he told you that he was not who he really was? Because that was a really chicken-ass move on his part.
Yeah, you know, that's actually kind of interesting you asked that question, right, to tell that question, because that was the same thing. That's Abraham doing the same thing. He didn't, like, he didn't know how to verbalize the whole sort of what the fuck are you talking about? And that was his answer to him, and it's not because he you punch like a girl. But he felt like a
show anymore. I'm sorry. Sorry, I wanted to be here sooner, but I had to poop.
You said that right at the beginning of the panel.
Primanti Brothers. There's your endorsement. Look how hard my nipples are right now. That's what happened. Michael's we call these the diamond cutters.
Best nipples in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, you come by our tables with a sheet of glass, we'll just cut it in half for you.
Sign your names.
That's what happened. Etching. Damn it. How's this going up here? Yeah. I feel like it was touch and go until I got here, but are you taking questions?
Why would you know it was dumb?
I get here. There's a speaker set up next to the urinal. I was dumping in the urinal. Tara Reid was on the toilet. Talk about upper decker. Wow. It was more of a shit-nado. I miss you stand-up. Poop-nado. Oh, we're not supposed to swear in this. I heard you drop the F-bomb a couple times. That was sweet. That's adorable. This is a family panel. I love it. You're dropping the F-bomb, and then the next question is, that was a real S move of that. It was like, what? S move? Punching Eugene after the... Oh, God. Well, we had fun, didn't we, guys? Sorry, I'm like wrapping it up. It's your panel. Thank you, Toledo!
What? Hey, how'd the football game go last night?
Who's we? Are you from New York or what? I mean, you don't know who we is. Oh, Steelers. I'm assuming.
I had some guy come to the table. Hope you're not here. I won't remember your name anyway. So. Guy come to the table. He's like, "Yeah, how's it going, man?" "Good." "You a big football fan?" "Yeah." "You go to the game last night?" The Pittsburgh game?" "Yeah." "You know they played in New York?" He's like, "Oh yeah, that wasn't New York last night, was it?" "Oh, I didn't go to the game last night."
People don't think things through.
They get excited.
Get excited.
We understand. We love you guys.
Oh, hi!
Hey, how are you? Welcome. Glad to see you pop in.
Yeah, hey, come on.
Hey, hurry up.
I've been in the South too long, man.
How y'all doing?
I said, come on. Come on.
Come on.
You should have been on with the wrestlers.
I should have been on with the wrestlers?
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm a fat guy? Did you say yeah?
No, it's the mask.
Yeah, I'm wearing a mask. I'm Christian Serratos right now. Josh couldn't make it. That one laid there like a turd. I only said Tara because I just literally just saw her out there. I love Tara. That wasn't me making fun of her.
Well, now what? You want a question?
Yeah, I mean, we're just filling time until...
All right, let's just take one question. Actually, got time for two questions. Let's nail two.
Yeah, we don't have time to do a panel, so what we're going to do is we're just going to answer questions until the hour's up.
All right, here's a question.
Okay, so since both of you are here, who do you think is going to be the one that's going to be the last survivor?
Between the two of us? Let me, since you teed it up, let me give the answer we gave last week. And if there is truly a zombie apocalypse, or an apocalypse of any kind, the only two things that would be left are cockroaches and Eugenes.
That does it. There you go.
I didn't want to... Oh. You didn't want to grab the microphone. That's why you don't drop the mic. I put my shirt down there to, like, had it and I still busted up the mic.
That's fine.
Right.
It works.
That's what I'm talking about, touch and go.
Let's nail one more question. Let's
Got
do
one
this.
right here. So, Eugene is a total prick, right? He's gone over to the dark side.
I love where this is headed.
So, we all know your time is coming, and that bat's gonna swing. So, as an actor, will you lose the ball? Will you be here next year with shorter hair, like Michael?
You didn't read the book.
Will you lose the ball? That's the question.
What mullet? I don't like you.
He's like one of those fans that comes up, he's like way too familiar.
Yeah.
And like thinks he knows everything.
It's like, let me ask you a question. I'm going to be a dick. And ask me this question. And then I'm going to say something nice, but then I'm going to follow it up with something really
This
dick.
is the point where we turn the entire audience against you. We're pushing the program this was.
Who's Negan?
He gets home. How was the convention? He's like, fuck off. Just what he calls bullshit. Get a sandwich. No, I don't want a sandwich.
And scene.